State Fair of Texas is changing its gun policy following last year's shooting. We'll watch a video and then take a look at some of the policies in detail. Let's check it out.
A group of Texas House Republicans is pressuring the State Fair of Texas to reverse its new policy on guns. Last week, the fair announced that licensed gun owners will not be able to conceal carry. Good evening. I'm Clarice Tinsley. Policy change follows a shooting last year involving a man who was not licensed and managed to get a gun past security. Fox 4 Stephen Dial live at Fair Park. Stephen.
About 70 Texas House Republicans sent a letter to the State Fair of Texas this week urging them to reverse course. The State Fair responded by basically saying that at concerts and athletic events and other state fairs, guns are prohibited. The countdown is on for the start of the 2024 State Fair of Texas. As crews work in the heat to set up booths, fair officials are taking heat from some Republican lawmakers.
We have for a long time allowed responsible gun owners with a LTC, a license to carry, to conceal carry when they come and visit the fairgrounds. We are removing that exception, and you cannot conceal or open carry on the fairgrounds moving forward.
The announcement was made last week at a press conference. This week, about 70 Republican lawmakers signed a letter urging fair officials to reverse course.
We will respond to them directly, as well as, we want to make sure that they know that they're heard. We hear them. However, this is the policy that our board of directors, as a nonprofit organization that we are managed by, feel that this is a measure that we need to take to create a safe environment for everyone who is out here.
Carissa Condoyanis with the fair says that it's something their board has discussed for a while. It comes in the wake of a shooting at last year's fair where 3 people were injured. The suspect, Cameron Turner, was not licensed, and police say he somehow got the gun past security.
So he was not licensed. This guy was not a law-abiding citizen and somehow managed to get a gun inside the property and shot 3 people.
A new metal detection process.
The overwhelming majority of mass shootings happen in places where guns are banned. So this is a bad decision, and I hope they reconsider it.
North Texas Republican Representative Brian Harrison is one of the lawmakers who signed the letter.
License to carry holders weren't banned last year, and 3 people were shot. What would be your response to that?
Yeah, and that's tragic, and it's really unfortunate. But here's the reality. If we're trying to increase safety, banning firearms, stopping Texans from exercising the Second Amendment is not the correct way to do this, and the data bears this out.
The fair emphasizes that more than 200 armed police security officers patrol the annual event. But Harrison and other Republicans say if the policy is not changed, they will consider...
And with 200-plus officers there, somebody still had a gun inside the property who was not supposed to have a gun.
Legislation in January to, in their words, protect Second Amendment rights on lands managed by the public. Of note, the State Fair of Texas is a private nonprofit. So while the property is public, the body that operates the fair is not.
I want the State Fair to be successful. I want Texans to be able to go and enjoy it. I want them to be safe doing it. And the way you harm or reduce their expected safety is to stop them from exercising their Second Amendment. The State Fair needs to reconsider this, and I hope they do.
Now, when you come to the gate at the State Fair, it'll look a lot different. They're making different switchbacks, and the process to get in will be a lot different. Aside from the new detectors from last year, also, they have a new bag policy. It's not a clear bag policy, but it's about the size, and clear bags are recommended, but not mandatory.
All right, so there will be new policies in place, and I want to give my opinion on this. Now the bad guys know. The bad guys know that there are no concealed carriers inside the place besides police officers, mind you. But somehow this guy got his gun into the property. And then the thing about it is that this is in the hood. The State Fair is in the hood. I've been to the State Fair a couple of times. I really don't plan on going back. It's just, the older I get, I don't want to be around all those crowds and all those people like that. But it is a very popular event to go to. And will this help? I don't know. There's 2 ways to look at this. You look at it from one side, okay, you're taking away Second Amendment rights for law-abiding citizens who can protect people, and now those people are defenseless because they have to leave their firearms at home or inside their cars, which also, the criminals know that too. criminals know that you leave your gun inside your car now. They can break into your car, and there you go. And you're a lot less safe for walking back to your car because, like I said, this is in the hood. But they look at it one side and say, you know what? Just because you're licensed to carry, you have an LTC does not mean you're not going to do something crazy. And that is true. You can be a lunatic with an LTC. Then you have constitutional carry here in Texas, and that's not allowed either in the state fair. That doesn't matter because the company who runs it is a private entity, like the video said. But I just want to know what you think about this. How do you feel about the state fair banning LTC carriers from bringing a weapon a gun into the state fair? Will the police presence be enough? 200 plus officers, armed officers walking around, and new security measures, which we'll get into in a second, new security measures to get inside. It's because changes had to be made if somebody was able to get in there and shoot 3 people who was not a license, did not have a license to carry. Let's check out the new gate entry policy, what's going to happen there. As fairgoers arrive, they will see signage advising them on what to expect when they are screened. This includes information about prohibited items, the guest code of conduct, and all weapons. And that all bags, wagons, coolers are subject to search. Guests will be channeled through weapons detection technology, which screens for dangerous weapons in the presence of a licensed and trained security officer. This redesign is to ensure safety for all guests in alignment with the fair's safety protocols. In addition, the security screening process will be recorded to confirm that security personnel follow best practices. New this year, Texas-themed identifiers will be placed at key pedestrian entry points. These identifiers will help guests safely return their cards after their visit. Enhanced safety protocols for this year's State Fair. Weapons policy. As a private, non-for-profit organization, the State Fair of Texas prohibits fairgoers from carrying all firearms and knives that are prohibited according to state law. Clubs, explosive devices, ammunition, chemical dispensing devices, replicas or hoaxes, or other weapons of any kind. This includes holders of a license to carry, constitutional carry, concealed carry, and the open carry of firearms anywhere on fairgrounds, including Cotton Bowl Stadium. This policy does not apply to current peace officers or qualified retired peace officers in accordance with state law. Peace officers' credentials will be verified by Dallas Police Department officers during the screening process. So there are going to be tougher screenings upon entry. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you feel this make you feel more or less safe that they're putting these protocols in place and that they're taking away the ability to carry a gun on property? State Fair Safety Team. As an added layer of security, the State Fair of Texas introduced State Fair Safety Team to the fair a few years ago. The safety team is made up of retired police officers and work closely with the Dallas Police Department to ensure a safe environment during the State Fair. In addition, the State Fair Safety Team serves as State Fair ambassadors, assisting fairgoers during their visit to the State Fair as an extension of our regular guest service operations. The State Fair will continue to have this state-of-the-art technology as pedestrian gate entry, open gate, manufactured by CEIA, is a weapons detection system designed for automatic screening of people in transit. All fairgoers will walk through this weapons detection system as they enter the fair. All right, now these things will look. Are they going to help? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully nothing happens this year. But there are going to be two sides of this argument. Like I said, one side is going to say you're taking away my Second Amendment rights. One side saying, you know what, let's ban them all together and strengthen security protocols. I'm just laying down the facts, what they are, and I'll let you be the judge of that, of what you think about this. Is this going to help? Is this good or is it bad? Do you think bad guys are more inclined to carry inside now? Or do you think that this will help prevent people from doing something crazy? Look, I'm all about security. I'm all about safety protocols and things like that. This is obviously very controversial because there are a lot of people who in the comments of the YouTube video saying that they will not be back at the state fair. They're saying that I'm not. Somebody says so. I'm not allowed to bring my firearm to protect my family in case an idiot that gets hired by incompetent security decides to harm a crowd and my family. Way to go! Now every criminal will know the public there is vulnerable. Count me out. What a marvelous idea. Let's restrict licensed gun owners from bringing guns to the state fair because we count on criminals to leave their guns at home. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea at the State Fair of Texas? Do you like the State Fair of Texas? Have you been before? Do you feel unsafe because of the area that it's in? Do you think people should be allowed to carry guns in there? But, all right, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.